You know, and we were more than competitive for the very, very large majority of it. We had 2 3-minute periods that the game just ballooned out, you know, and we didn't know who we had in transition defense. It was the end of small ball that kind of got us back in it. I feel naked small ball. I don't feel like we're that organized, or our defensive principles aren't as strong. And so sometimes you need that. Like in New York the other night, you know, Robert Covington came in and goes bam, 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 you know, and brings us back. And I kept trying to you know, work that into it. And I just felt defensively we were going to struggle. Those 2 3-minute periods hurt us.
Roten and Carter Williams getting 42 shots between them. Just a product of the game, or maybe something you didn't want to see and it happened?
I think it just happened. You know, we tried to play with just a fierce pace. When you look at the moment, our better players, they aren't really our better three-point shooters. And so you're caught between a rock and a hard place on trying to find ways to score. And for me, it's run. It's pace. And so when you look at this stat sheet, we have 70 points at the rim. That is a massive number. And we're 0 from 8 from threes. We don't make a three, which is incredibly rare in an NBA game. And so Michael and Tony are a byproduct of pace and a little bit of a, you know, track meet, playground type field that suits them. And so it's like anything, you know, you try to take your better players and put them in a position where they can succeed and do well, help them. And I think that environment helps them. To say I thought that they were going to take that volume of shots at the end is not true, but I think that style suits them.
Brett, Tony Roten had 9 assists tonight, MCW just 2. How would you compare them in terms of style of point guards and playmaking ability?
I think Michael, you know, I had an adult conversation with Michael before, and he's very aware that he's pressing. You know, his words is he's trying to hit home runs right from the beginning, instead of trying to find his way back in it. Look when he fatigued and asked to come out. It was 4 minutes into the game. And, you know, on one level, I respect that communication. We need to play as a team. We need to have fresh bodies in the game. But it's quite rare to see a player of his stature, you know, be that fatigued and trying to figure NBA basketball out again. And so he's trying to press. He gets caught up, I think, in trying to do that, and does fatigue quickly. I think it's a byproduct more of that than him trying to, you know, assert himself too much.
Brett, bringing Nerlens off the bench, and I know he was sick of shoot around, but to let Brandon kind of, you know, manhandle best you can LaMarcus early, was that part of it that played into that?
I thought that Brandon set the tone. I mean, he's flying around the gym. You know, his motor, his physicality, his energy helps us. You know, when you look at starting Henry and Brandon and Luc Mbah a Moute, it's not like you're rolling out, you know, A-plus athletes. But I'll tell you what, I'm so proud of them, how hard they work. And Brandon did set a tone physically with LaMarcus, you know, and allowed Nerlens to come in on different type of terms at a different stage of the game.